Pepper says, "Don't worry, when one door closes, another door shall open."
Hello everyone, and welcome back to A Hoarder's Heart. For today, we're going to talk about how I got laid off. I got laid off from my job, and it came really fast. I found out April 1st. And my last day was April 11th. My boss, the owner, ended up selling the storage facility because he really got an amazing price for it. And it's such a huge blessing to him and his family and everything that he's worked for. And I'm so grateful to say, I can't go into details, but he gave me a very generous severance package to carry me all through the summertime. And I'm very grateful because he really was an amazing boss, and I'm still going to continue to work with him in other areas. But for this video, I really want to focus on the subject of, yes, I was laid off. I don't have a job. Yes. I was given a gracious severance package, and I'm going to be a very good steward of that money. So we're going to have this conversation of, yes, people lose their jobs. So what happens after you lose a steady source of income? I'm also going to be talking about how I can't deny that a little bit of that hoarding in me, because I have hoarding disorder, it's not going to go away, but I've definitely changed the behaviors. But I can't help but discuss that some of that hoarding within me was definitely triggered. Okay, so first let's work through the fear of losing your job, because we have to process the emotions of the fear to clear out that energy so that we can get into the positive space. Now, this has not been my first time I've been laid off. The last time I was laid off was in 2008 during the Great Recession. I was very young and I had a newborn baby. Brandon was just a baby when it had happened. And I remember the fear that I had. We'd just bought this house, we had a baby. I had now lost a steady source of income to pay for everything. And we were in a down economy. And I was so scared. But my nervous system at that time was so hardwired to know, I know what to do in a state of panic. We're going to hoard. Hoarding has always solved the problems in my past. I'm going to save everything. I'm going to go on trash days to pick up free cycle and free things so that I can furnish and provide for the family. Hoarding had always saved me in a time of panic and stress. And my nervous system was wired to do such. Now, fast forward to 2024, we're in a very similar situation. I have now lost a job. And not that we're in a great recession like that, but we're in a down economy where inflation and the cost of things are astronomical. So what did my nervous system do? It recognized the story of losing a steady source of income and going to its default settings of saying, I know what to do. I know how to save us. We'll hoard again. But I've changed my behavior so much since 2008. So now I'm working through the internal fear of, I don't need to hoard anymore. That has not saved me every time. I have new coping mechanisms now to deal with the stress and anxiety and panic and fear. Hoarding is not going to save me this time. New tools and strategy are going to save me this time. And I can be in this fear. I am allowing myself to feel the fear of this because it's real. And I'm not going to suppress it down so that I don't feel it anymore and hoard it into a emotional mental box, if you will. I'm processing it now. I'm releasing it now by telling all of you the story of it so that maybe it also helps you as well, if you are in this type of a situation of losing an income and trying to figure out how will we make these ends meet. So the first step is I recognize the fear. I recognize that my nervous system wanted to hoard again because it was a familiar pattern and behavior in before. But I'm also telling myself that we're not going to do it. I'm allowing myself to feel that fear and I'm releasing it. It's not going to serve me, but I felt it. I'm not going to suppress that emotion. It is a real emotion to feel and process and release. And now that we're releasing it, now we can start to come back and focus in what are the positive things we can do now? What is the positive out of one door closing and then allowing this other door to open? So now that we're releasing the thoughts and fear of the scarcity mindset, we're going to invite in the mindset of abundance and blessings because they are occurring. I was blessed with a very gracious severance package that's going to carry me through the summer to pay my bills. And I thought, this is my boss's open door, right? To pursue greater things in his dreams. What if this is also my open door to pursue my dreams? Because I've always wanted more time to dedicate to Hoarder's Heart, to develop it to the next levels and the visions that I had. But I just never had the time to do it. But now we do have the time. I can actually focus on this full time during the week. This is my opportunity to finally develop this into what I've always wanted it to be. My soul's purpose, my only job, if you will. And I say job like this because I feel like when you're serving your passion, it doesn't feel like work, you know? Maybe this is God's opportunity to say, go for it. This is your opportunity to do everything that you wanted to do, and you are being supported. Now, of course, my mind goes right to, oh, we're totally finishing the basement this year. We're totally getting in that back shed. And oh my gosh, Saturdays are opened up now. I don't have to work every Saturday. So now I can have a yard sale every gosh darn weekend if I wanted to. This could be the opportunity for what I've always wanted to do and to release that fear and to release the need to hoard. Because the other tools that we have handy is that we've been doing the no spend challenge. I've been doing really well with the no spend challenge, especially since when I was sick and down. I didn't spend any money, and I kind of continued that behavior over time. In March and in April, I rarely spent any money on anything except for our needs. So we can continue to do the no spend challenge, which is a healthy tool, a positive tool of not bringing new things in that we don't need so that we can continue to clean this out. I've also been blessed with the asset of time because your time is your number one asset. And now I have the time to even look through the budget a little more. What subscriptions no longer serve me? What do we not need? How can we lower our bills? I am now allotted that time to go through the Discover bill and finally go through it with a fine-tooth comb and say, what is this subscription? We don't need this. So there's so many blessings that we can look at in the sense that we can reduce the cost of things and we can also add different income in many other ways. This is actually going to be a very positive time. I also now in 2024 versus 2008 have healthy coping mechanisms of expressing my feelings to all of you and journaling and exercising so that I do not need to feel that need to hoard and save. Now, can I be resourceful? Can I save? Yes, but there's a boundary to that. With hoarding, I never had a boundary. It was save everything until my nervous system was regulated. But now I recognize the limit. I recognize the boundary. I don't need to save everything to provide for my family. We are abundant. Resources are coming into us in ways that we never even thought of before. I wasn't expecting that type of a severance package, and I wasn't expecting these other droplets of income to come to me. So as we grow, as we evolve, as we change, we don't have to be stuck in this fear and lack and scarce mentality. We can open up our eyes and open up our lenses to see the daily abundance that does come into our lives. We don't need to feel trapped in this scarcity mindset when things feel uncomfortable, when things feel a little out of control. We can shift our energy into looking at the abundance that is coming into us. Now, I do want to add that this is a community channel, right? I always felt that this was a community channel built on family and support of each other in our hurdles and everything in life. Now, I know I asked before, what would you guys like to see? And of course, like I said, we're going to do the basement. We're going to do the back shed. We're going to have a yard sale. We're going to do all that stuff now that we have the time. But what topics would you really like to talk about to open that conversation? It could be any topic, because now I'm going to be bringing back a second video each week. So I really am interested, and let me know in the comment section below, what would you guys want to talk about? What would you guys really want to cover as we move forward together? And I just want to conclude that you can take any situation, and you can either focus your energy on the negative, or you can focus your energy on the positive. I used to be stuck in the scarcity mindset. I'm now transitioning into the abundance mindset. And I really want all of you to join me in that transition, because we are living in abundance. We are blessed. I know some situations seem really crappy, but there's always a blessing every day. There's always a positive that you can look at. And I know that no matter what, we'll be together. We'll grow. We'll get through this. Life really is wonderful. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to start to release the scarcity mindset and start to invite in the abundance mindset so that we can really just thrive in this world together.